Hi, I'm Zach Ryan, here with Lara Ariell from the IRD. She's the Chief Financial Officer and she's currently staying with the Department of Accounting and Finance as the Executive in Residence. So as the CFO of the IRD, could you tell us about your current career path?
I guess my career path has been a bit more of a jungle gym than a ladder. I started in the private sector doing receivership and insolvency, was attracted to the public sector and have pretty much been there ever since. Get lots of opportunities to deal with really gnarly problems and it's a great place to work.
What is the most challenging aspect of your role as Chief Financial Officer?
For me, it's leadership. I'm not. I haven't sort of aspired to be someone who people follow, so I always find it really challenging that people kind of want to know what I think and what I do, and I'm supposed to be kind of leading people, so that's often the most challenging part of my role for me. I like being part of a team rather than out front.
What skill set does your position draw on most?
I suspect nowadays it's communication skills, which is sort of quite ironic because I'm not overly comfortable with public speaking and like I said, being front and centre about stuff, but a lot of my job is now about selling and marketing concepts and ideas, and at the moment with Inland Revenue going through a change program, a lot about how we're talking about change and transformation.
How did your university experience prepare you for life in the real world?
My degree gave me a really good grounding in the theory that sits in behind accounting, finance and business, and for me being able to apply those theoretical concepts and see through the technical complexity that we deal with every day and find that simple sweet spot on the other side so that we can help non-finance people understand business is really good.
How does and will FINTECH impact the IRD?
Financial technology is massive for us. We're transforming the way Inland Revenue works and interacts with customers using technology as an enabler. We're hoping that a lot of the interactions with IR can be through self-service type interfaces, and it's a massive thing for us.
Looking back, what was the hardest decision you've ever had to make?
Work-wise, as opposed to personal decisions, I had to choose whether to have a qualified audit opinion or to have an organisation that I worked for that was technically insolvent, and persuading my board and my chief executive which way to go on that was probably the hardest thing I've had to do. Often it's not the decisions that I get to make, it's how I communicate about those decisions to the ultimate decision makers. It's the hard part.
Who do you respect and why?
I have a huge amount of respect for my fellow public servants. I have a lot of time for people who pretty much dedicate their lives to helping others in the spirit of service. Our State Services Commissioner talks a lot about that, and for me it's something that's really to be admired.
What advice would you like to share with current Otago students?
I guess the world out there is full of opportunities, and just to be curious and ask lots of questions and be confident in your abilities, and people like me have got a lot to learn from the younger generation, so yeah, share what you know with people like me. It's great.
What is your view on gender equality in the workplace?
I think we've probably still got a way to go. For me, I've never personally found there have been barriers because I've been a woman. I think sometimes the choices we make are as much about personal choices as opposed to gender-based choices. And I think too, with more flexibility in the workplace, some of those choices are a bit easier. So, you know, balancing work and home and children and all that sort of thing. Technology enables some of that to happen a bit more easily. So hopefully we're making good progress.
And finally, with IRD's big transformation, how do you achieve work-life balance?
For me, it's a work in progress. I think if you ask my kids, they'd say I haven't cracked it yet. They are a really good influence over me, so I've got a son here at Otago, and they're constantly reminding me that there's more to life than being the CFO of Inland Revenue.
Thank you for your time and coming to have the interview.
Thanks, Zach. Nice to meet you.